Hello my loves and welcome back for today's video. Today I have an order that I was going to unbox by myself, but I thought I would share it with you. And I'm hoping this is the order I think it is, or else it's going to be a really awkward unboxing. This is all stuff that I ordered for myself with my own money. This is not anything that was sent to me. In here, I have an order from Prism and Fleur. And I guess I ordered way more than I thought I settled on. So let's unbox it together. So cute little story about Prism and Fleur. I've never ordered from them, but when I first learned about indie decks, there wasn't a lot out there. There was this self-study one. There was the Kim Crayons, Wild Unknown, and then along came the Accurate AF Tarot. And for a long time, this was on my wish list, but way out of my price range. And I got a message, well, not a message, but I saw on their Instagram that they weren't going to be printing it anymore. And I was like, you know what? I have some money that I've been saving to invest in some things. I wanted a new journal and I needed a new journal. So I went on the website and browsed because I've also had the Sacred Glyphs. Oh my gosh, that wasn't in focus. I'm so sorry. The Sacred Glyphs Oracle on my wish list for a long time as well. And unfortunately, that one was out of stock when I ordered. And I'm kind of sad because I only really ordered this journal because it came with a bundle with the deck. And it was like the only one left on the website. And then they just refunded me for the deck and sent the journal and all. So now I have the journal. So hopefully I don't regret that. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to share this moment with you of like, ooh, it's like that velvet touch. But I thought it'd be fun to experience this deck together, one that I've had on my wish list since its existence. And now it's like 9 years later or something. And it's going on a print. So welcome to this experience with me. I don't really have much else to say other than that. But we're going to do that. Before I dive into the deck, let's just do a little show and tell of some other things that I got. So one of the things I've been working on lately, over the past couple of years, is being more okay with leaning in more into my personal gnosis, and specifically fully leaning into things that I find resonate with me, even if I'm not technically from any specific lineage. So I purchased some Ankhs, if that's how you say them. Some Ankh crystals, which I'm very excited about. Already got the tingles. Oh my gosh. The struggle. Ooh. That feels really nice. So that's the clear quartz. This is a smoky quartz. What? No, black obsidian. This is the smoky quartz one. Ooh, the black obsidian one is chunky. I like that. Of course, you know, I'm listening to myself, right? Sometimes we make all these like silly rules for ourselves for like what we can and can't have and can and can't like and what that means about us and bloody bloody blue blue. And I'm looking for my scissors. And I just told you this whole story that I had been telling myself about, like you can't use the Ankh because blah blah and etc. etc. And then here I am. I'm wearing this ring. I'm not going to show you the side of my finger because I have, well, actually, I'm sorry. I have boo-boos from mowing the lawn. I got blisters on my thumbs, so sorry about that. But I've been wearing this ring for literally well over a decade. Like, as soon as I got this, I've been wearing it pretty much every day of my life. I might have taken a little break, but it's been on this finger. It might have been, it's definitely at least been 10 years. And it has the Eye of Horus and an Ankh on the side. So what I'm saying is, sometimes we really need to examine the stories of things that we tell ourselves, because even as we tell them to ourselves, we're like contradicting them. And they're really silly. Alright, this I'm going to put in my journal, which I will show you all in a second. In case you hadn't noticed, this is just kind of like hang out with me. One thing at a time. Slow down. Ooh, smoky quartz. It's very cloudy. So I got two big ones and the little mini one. And they're so cute all together. These were not cheap. But the energy coming off of that one is pretty awesome. So I got my little Ankh babies. And then I purchased, I thought one, but I guess two journals. Oh, they have that velvet touch feel too. Ooh. Okay, this one has a sun and this rainbow gilding. Do they actually lay flat? Yes. Okay. So excited. I don't actually like hardcover journals, so I'm not sure what I'm doing to myself there, but I wanted to have this luxe experience. Ugh. With my next journal. Ooh, yes. It's so beautiful. And the gold edging. I probably got them because of this. Let's be honest. I probably got both because of the different edging. They're like slightly different sizes. That's so weird. Anyway, so I got that. If you're only here for the tarot, please skip ahead. And then this Inner Temple journal. Again, none of this is sponsored. I purchased all of this of my own volition. They don't even know I exist. And I got this because I really wanted the Sacred Symbols Oracle. And this came in a bundle, but Sacred Symbols Oracle is out of stock. This is straight up linen, which is very interesting. And this is supposed to be more like a planner, I guess, like a goal journal. It's hard sometimes when the website doesn't have like images of the inside. Draw or describe your inner temple. Mantra, intentions, prompts, reflections. Yearly mood tracker. Moon tracker. Copy these pages into your journal. Oh, is this like a... Oh, I get it now. So this journal is basically just a journal, like a regular journal, dotted journal, but you have the trackers at the beginning and then suggestions for setting goals, some planning and visualization things. Visit the journal for more insights, guidance, and prompts. So all of this is just a journal. Interesting. Okay. I'll probably get more use out of that than a prompted one, if I'm being honest. But also at the same time, I'm like kind of sad that it's not prompted. My life's weird. Anyway. Those are that. Definitely probably going to use one of these next. Let me show you my current journal. And so I can get this little sticky bit in there, which I couldn't even point to because I just got it stuck. So this is my current journal. Just plural. Current journals. I have like a creative journal in this insert, which I'm really trying to fill up because I don't like this insert. But anyway, then I have my planner, which I just started a new one in June. And then, of course, now this F's up my whole little setup I got going on. But this is my spiritual journal where I write down channeled messages, card pulls that I do, notes from seasonal observances, things like that. And I had started this in September of last year, and it's taken me quite a while to go through it. I still have... Oh my gosh, my foot is falling asleep and it tingles so, like pins and needles tingles. Apparently I still have 100 pages in here, which is crazy cuckoo. Because I feel like I've been using this forever. But at one point I also had what I like to call my personal journal, which is a journal that I just put like bleh, like heart vomit things in. It's my complaining journal, basically, my whinging journal. And I want to, in theory, I think, combine the two. And I thought I was way closer to finishing this journal than I am. So I'm thinking that my next one will be in one of these. Although, like I said, that like screws up my whole cute little compact standard size thing I have going on. So those might just sit in my shelf. We'll see. Oh yeah, we're gonna put our little sticker in here. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter where it goes, does it? There we go. Okay. Now finally on to the moment you've all been waiting for. Actually unboxing the tarot deck. This is a lot smaller and thinner than I thought it was going to be, which I think I'm happy about because I have tiny ass hands. Not going to lie. Okay. Slow down. Ooh, cute. I hope they're everything you imagined. Much love, Paige. Paige, I hope they are too. Considering how long I've waited to come to this moment where I really just want to honor the abundance that I have, that I'm able to purchase this independently produced deck. Whereas when I first started this, I would have had to save literally all year. So thank you to whoever's out there. Thank you. Okay. This is the guidebook. You know, it's so funny when you hem and haw about something so much, because I hemmed and hawed and filled and unfilled my cart so many times, and I must have gotten the fuckets when I finally placed this order, because I thought that I had purchased this deck, one journal, and 2 crystals. So that must be what my sane, rational mind purchased. And then my fucking brain took over when I actually placed the final order. And I just got everything. So be more responsible. Tarot spreads is what I would like to check out. Oh, how to read circular tarot cards. Title sits above the imagery indicator line as shown to the right. It's read upright. Title sits anywhere below the imagery indicator line as shown to the left. It is reversed. Should the card be pulled and placed on an exact horizontal, you can assume that the energy of the card is at a point where it is in a seesaw. I'd say I agree with that. Exploring the subconscious. Let go and flow. I like that. Numerology. All right, this is all stuff that I can read on my own without you. Ooh, okay, so we have the Hierophant. Is this diagram thing happening for all cards? It so is. That is awesome. The print is tiny. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. But we have numeral, element, star sign, planet, crystals. I like this. A phrase, upright, keywords, reverse keywords, questions. This is how I kind of put together my, so I had a journal where I did my guidebook, not for a specific deck, but for just the cards in general. Oh, that's only for the majors. I hate when they do that. That's so sad. All right, well, it is what it is. I like that the titles are all in gold. She's holding a crystal and a rose. That is so cool. Optimism and freedom. Synchronicity and manifestation. Look at her rings. Illumination and knowledge. The Empress. Centered. Centred. And abundant. I'm guessing that means that was supposed to be centered. Wisdom and passion. Spirituality and knowledge. Alignment and harmony. Interesting choice for the Lovers. I would say for the Two of Cups. Direction and willpower, the Chariot. I love this rogue. Courage and vitality for fortitude instead of strength. The Hermit, contemplation, soul searching. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune's a zodiac wheel. That's cute. Adaption and elevation. Justice, understanding and karmic balance. Hanged One, transition, sacrifice. Oh. The Death card. My card, the Death card, is renamed Metamorphosis. It works. Don't get me wrong. Death is death. Call it what it is. Okay. Temperance. Moderation. The Shadow. Well, at least the Shadow looks like the devil. Dependence and materialism. See, I like the keywords. I just don't like that we had to change. Like, couldn't we do, like, dependence and the shadow for the devil? Or profound change in metamorphosis for death? Tower, disruption and conflict. The Tower is cards. I think that's so cool. Harmony and renewal. The Star. This interesting bubble back here reminds me of my husband and I are watching Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. We've been watching it since it came out, but not the newest season, but the newest season on Hulu. They proved that there's this force field over the ranch, and they call it the bubble. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend looking it up if you're into, like, aliens and mysterious shit. But they mapped all their data points to, like, just show the bubble because they're scientists, and it looks like this, and that's really cool. So basically they proved that there is a portal, which is really cool. Don't know where the portal goes yet, but they proved that it exists through science, not just speculation, which is huge. I'm very excited about it. I digress. The Moon, illusion, intuition, sun, positivity, and abundance. Don't love that. Keywords. Judgment, revelation, and awakening. World, achievement, and fulfillment. I also want to say, as I'm, like, talking about my opinions about the card choices and keyword choices, this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with this deck. One of the things that I love about tarot is that each reader is different based on their personal experience of the cards. Like, you kind of develop your own personal gnosis with each of the cards in addition to their traditional meanings. So I'm just expressing that the chosen things for this don't align with my view of the tarot and how I read it, but that doesn't mean that the creator who created this was wrong. So this isn't personal. It's their creation. They can put it wherever they want. Anyway, Ace of Cups, spirituality, fulfillment. Again, I would put that as the 10. What's the 10? Abundance and attainment. I mean, oh no. They're pips. I do love that 3 of Cups, though. Not a pip girl. Okay. We're going to give her a shot anyway, guys. I have other pip decks that still work. Like the Horror Tarot. 3 of Cups. Compassion and happiness. Another thing I love about this is I'm like, that's not what I would say for that card. I would say community. But it also is a great way to discover your preferences. Sometimes we don't know exactly what it is that we automatically go to until we get confronted with something that's not that. So that's fun. Dwelling in avoidance. I need that card right now. I am dwelling and avoiding some serious pain. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Anyway, which I probably should be doing, but we're just going to ignore that. Moving on. Welcome to a Scorpio's video. 6 of Cups, serenity and healing. Speculation and opportunity. I like that 7 of Cups. New direction, walking away. Contentment, satisfaction. I do like just the different array of like this one has a sun and this one has sand with these symbols. Here we have the ocean waves. This one we have the platters and like the cups are filled with the ocean. So as far as pips go, thank you for doing it well. Abundance and attainment. Curiosity and discovery. Dawn of Cups. Spirit of Cups. Queen and King. So this must, D is for the page. I'm going to have to read the guidebook and see if there's explanation. I like that, though. I like that view. This is one of those moments where I'm like, no, this really works as a perspective shift that I like. Because the dawn of it is like the dawn. I see the page as kind of the initiatory of that elemental energy. And then the night is like that energy in its full, like, youth, teenage expression. Like there's a lot of power and bursting and it's very like heightened. And then in the King and Queen, it like mellows out into the respective like expressions of masculine and feminine in their fullness. So I really like that this is like the dawn of it for the page and then the spirit of it, like the soul of that energy for the night. That really resonates with how I read those cards. I love it when drawings get tattoos. It makes me so happy. Okay, so wands are crystals. I appreciate that they still say wands though, because your girl just does not like having to relearn those names. Like, even though I know when I looked at the devil, or death, like I knew metamorphosis was death when I looked at it, I'm going to pull metamorphosis in a reading and it's going to take me a minute. Achievement, no. Development opportunity. 2 of Wands is a really important card to me recently, and that just does not work for me. Prosperity and harmony. Frustration and opposition. Six of Wands, advancement and recognition. Oh, that's cool. It's like two converging paths up to one. Persistence and conviction. Interesting, all the stairs in this one. Alignment in progress. Test of strength in the desert. Amen to that. 10 of Wands. Responsibility and challenges. Dawn of Wands. Inspiration. Spirit of Wands. Enthusiastic and adventurous. Love it. Generosity and tenacity. I don't know. Queen of Wands is my sex appeal card. Oh, she bad. She bad, B. King of Wands, leadership and success. Breakthrough, mental focus. I need some of that. Indecision and avoidance. Ooh. Holographic square for that. Interesting. You know, I do appreciate this deck. Feels very ethereal, and it does to me kind of touch upon that like Akashic energy, which I want. I have the Akashic edition of the Star Child Tarot from Danielle Noel that I was gifted. And I want it to feel like that energy, but it just doesn't sometimes. But this, I don't know, something about this feels a little bit more like that, like some people would call it new agey spiritual evolution, perhaps, but it feels less, it feels more grounded than that, which I appreciate. And it does give me that like Akashic vibes. It needs more green though. Akasha is definitely green. Anyway. 5 of Swords. Resentment, competition. Resolution and moving on. Interesting choice there. Confusion and setbacks. I'm getting kind of impatient and I just want to get to shuffling and doing my reading. So we're just going to quickly look at the rest of these. Oh no, these are rings. What did I just say? We're going to give it a chance. We're going to give it a chance. Okay. Rings are pentacles? Wait, what was the 2 of Cups card? Because I talked about that when I saw the Lovers. Respect and balance. Balance is 2 of Coins. I like respect, though. Okay. It's good to stretch your brain, Leanne. Investment. I like that for the 7 of Coins. Responsibility. I feel that one. Okay. Initial thoughts, which have nothing to do with anything because I'm always pleasantly surprised. Oh, shuffleability? Whoo, girl, I can riffle this with tiny hands. That is something special. She says that she messes up her riffle. I was not expecting that to be possible at all. There are so many like regular decks that I can't do that with. This is very exciting. Okay, first impressions. This brand overall, I have to say, luxe. Like, chef's kiss. Like, feels luxurious. They don't, like, the energy coming off of this crystal feels like this was not just made for mass production. Like, it feels intentional. So I appreciate that. The deck, I do have to say, this creator is retiring this deck because she feels like, you know, it's kind of the bedrock of the whole start of their company and their brand, but it just doesn't resonate with how they've evolved anymore. And I can appreciate that. And everything that I criticized today, again, I will just say, does not reflect how I feel about the creation. This is just an objective, like, about and first reactions of how this deck feels in alignment with my current expression. I didn't even ask a question. I just shuffled and these cards fell out. So already I feel like this deck is telling me we have all wands. We're bound by this like invisible circle. I'm glad that we finally got to this moment where we could share this together, which is, I don't usually do unboxings, but I wanted to do this unboxing because of that backstory that I had with this deck. And this ring feels like that invisible thing that connects me and this deck together. And it is a celebration of our prosperity. And I feel like it's saying I'm in a point where like we can really have harmonious time working together. However, it is a development opportunity for me because of all the pushback that I have about little things, but I also have so much excitement about my perspective shift with some things. So it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take me arriving with a certain frame of mind. But we're going to get to know each other. Dawn of Swords, reflection and diligence. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of like, these are all wands energy, but it feels very swords energy for me of like, we're about to embark on this like lusty experience together, but it's going to ask me to give a little bit. But if I'm willing to put the work in, some really cool things can open up for us together, which I'm excited about. So I did not expect to do that impromptu deck interview with you, but I hope you see an example of how I do that sometimes with decks. When they like some decks, when I just shuffle them for the first time, they start talking. So I will do an impromptu deck interview like that. However, I did create a deck interview spread that I wanted to share with you guys. Maybe I'll just do that in a separate video, actually, because this one's getting way too long. I'm going to do that in a separate video. I'll link it below because I want that to be something you can return to and not have to sort through my very long video to get there. Because I want it to be a resource for you guys. So that spread is something that I use when I want to get to know a deck and it doesn't talk to me right away. So I will get that recorded and up for you. But that's all I have for you today, my loves. Thank you for joining me today and hanging out with me and unboxing and listening to the backstory of this deck that I am just so grateful to finally be able to be at a place in my life to work with. Yeah. Thanks for spending your time with me, your most precious resource. And I'll hopefully talk to you again soon. Take care, my love.